Hi everyone, and welcome back to Composer of the Month. I'm really excited to continue this project. And today I'll be sharing with you the story of Nicolas Namoradze, a visionary pianist and composer who's been making waves in the classical music world. Namoradze's journey to international acclaim began in 2018 when he won the Honen's International Piano Competition in Calgary. And since then, he's performed in some of the world's most renowned concert halls, including Carnegie Hall, Concerthaus Berlin, and London's Wigmore Hall. What sets Namoradze apart is not only his incredible pianistic skills, but also his innovative approach to music. Namoradze has been making arrangements and transcriptions, including one of Maurice Ravel's Daphnis and Chloe. I was privileged to talk with Nicholas about his recent performance of this transcription of the second suite. Now, here's a little background information on this orchestral piece. So, Daphnis and Chloe is actually a composition written for ballet, and it was premiered in 1912. The story is about two young lovers in ancient Greece, Daphnis and Chloe. Chloe was abducted by pirates, and Daphnis really wanted to have her back. So he dreamt about Pan, and Pan ended up returning Chloe to Daphnis, and they're reunited again. So there are three movements in the second suite of Daphnis and Chloe. The first one is Le Vers du Jour, the second one is Pantomime, and the third one is Dance General. I believe that this piece has so many textures imitated by different instruments. You can almost hear the sound of birds in the first movement. And I was really excited to get to hear how these textures are brought out by the piano in the solo piano version. Thanks for tuning in, and now we'll get to hear Nicholas's input. Wow, well, first of all, that was such an amazing performance.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, the Daphnis and Chloe is just such an amazing piece, and I got to hear the final movement of it.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, what was your compositional process in working on the final movement?
Well, I mean, for the whole piece, I really tried to get into Ravel's head somehow. So I really studied all of his piano music to understand for what kinds of themes or melodies or textures does he pick certain kinds of piano textures, approaches, and really sometimes comparing his orchestral works that he's transcribed for the piano or vice versa, and really seeing kind of where the connections are, kind of understanding how orchestrally Ravel thought when writing for the piano. I really didn't want to write a quote-unquote transcription, and I didn't want to write a piano reduction. I really wanted to imagine if Ravel were writing this piece originally for the piano, how would he write it? So that was kind of my task, and I was really inspired by pieces like Le Tombeau de Bouquin, of course Gaspard and Miroir, and let's say his left-hand concerto, because let's say in the left-hand concerto there are some fantastic examples of how to have multiple layers in one hand. And let's say in the first movement of the Daphnis, where you have, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 layers, I used that as a kind of blueprint for how to do that. You know, taking Ravel's own system and then applying it to this piece. So, you know, as much as possible, I tried to find examples of Ravel's piano music where these textures exist before I would write them in Daphnis. And what was fun was somehow, you know, through osmosis or something like that, you know, Ravel's own compositional process was something that I ended up kind of inheriting while writing it, because, you know, I realized at some point when writing the second movement of Pantomime that I was really kind of spending like an hour on 2 notes, like figuring out should it be in this octave or that octave, and I was really like agonizing, struggling with it. And then, you know, I read more about Ravel's own writing process, and it's just exactly the same. He would just suffer over every note, and, you know, he was a very slow worker. So somehow, you know, it came through in arranging his music that I would kind of go through a similar process. So it was really interesting.
Yeah, Yeah, it was like you were becoming Ravel himself.
Yeah, kind of, or at least embodying his spirit in some way, and I love doing that. You know, the first arrangement I did a couple of years ago was of the Adagio from Rachmaninoff's Second Symphony, and so I really tried to get into Rachmaninoff's head. And recently I've done some arrangements of Beethoven, and you know, there's more coming of Bartok. So it's really nice to try to get into their head, and it helps me understand their music much better. And then when I play Ravel, I feel like I have a much richer understanding of how he wrote this music.
Do you think you'll make any transcriptions of other Ravel's pieces?
Yes, I am. I am actually planning to arrange some of his songs for a disc of Ravel's music that I'm planning to record at some point later next year. So it's kind of in the queue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's more coming.
Yeah, I look forward to it then.
Yeah. Stay tuned for it. Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, thank you so much for this very quick.
Oh yeah, no, my pleasure. Yeah, great to talk, and yeah, all the best.